Hey guys, today we're going to talk about something that might freak you out just a little. Have you ever wondered why you feel older than your age? Or why some people in their 70s look and move like they're in their 40s, while others feel like they've aged a century overnight? Well, brace yourself. It might not be bad luck or bad genes. It might just be breakfast. Or that snack you didn't think twice about. Or that soda you sip just once in a while. Before we dive in, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next videos. Are you ready? Sit in the quietest places possible so we can begin to explore. Now here's a wild thought. You might not be aging the way you think you are. In Okinawa, a group of islands, in Japan, people regularly live beyond 100, and not just surviving, but thriving. They walk unaided, they cook their own meals, some even still dance. Meanwhile, we're over here battling fatigue, stiff joints, and prescription bottles by our 60s. What gives? Let's get into the Okinawan difference. It starts with inflammation, the sneaky villain behind most age-related diseases like heart conditions, diabetes, and arthritis. In the West, we unknowingly stoke this fire with sugar-packed breakfasts, processed meats, and deep-fried midnight snacks. But in Okinawa, they douse the flames daily. Their diet is built around natural whole ingredients. Think purple sweet, potatoes, bitter melon, tofu, seaweed. These aren't trendy wellness foods to them. They're breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And get this, they don't take multivitamins, no omega-3 capsules, no mushroom powders labeled brain fuel. Their supplements are their meals, and their medicine is their kitchen. Meanwhile, we pop pills trying to undo what fast food and stress have already done. The debate is ongoing. To supplement or not to supplement. Some nutritionists argue that soil depletion and modern farming practices mean we need them. Others say if your diet needs a supplement, it's the diet that's broken. Either way, it's hard to ignore that Okinawans seem to get it right without a supplement aisle. So why are we aging faster? Maybe it's not just about birthdays. Maybe it's about what we put on our fork. Every bite is either building you up or breaking you down. Okinawans choose the former, and it shows in their skin, their stride, their smiles. Now, let's take that first step off the treadmill of aging and peek into the next surprising habit that makes Okinawans the masters of longevity. Picture this. A 95-year-old woman in Okinawa sits down for dinner. She smiles, folds her hands, and softly says, "Hara Hachi Bu." Then she eats, and stops when she's 80% full. Not stuffed, not in a food coma, just gently satisfied. Meanwhile, you might be hitting that clean plate like it owes you money. Or maybe you're sneaking in that second helping because it's healthy, right? Let's talk about that ancient phrase, Hara Hachi Bu. It means, eat until you are 8 parts full. And it's not just charming cultural fluff, it's a strategy. A metabolic judo move that keeps Okinawans light on their feet and shockingly low on obesity-related diseases. Here's the kicker. Okinawans consume around 10 to 15% fewer calories than the average Westerner. Not because they're counting, not because they're keto, paleo, or intermittent fasting until they hallucinate, but because they've trained their bodies and minds to listen. And science says this moderate calorie intake might be why their bodies age more slowly, from the inside out. Now let's pause and address the other elephant in the room, supplements and weight loss hacks. You've probably seen those gummy bears that claim to melt belly fat while you sleep, or those powders that boost metabolism and taste like regret. Okinawans, not interested. Their magic pill is mindful eating, slower meals, smaller portions, food served in little plates, not big bowls where pasta can hide like a ninja. To eat or not to eat past fullness, that's the real debate. Some researchers argue that calorie restriction may extend life, but others warn it could lead to nutrient deficiencies, especially in older adults. But again, Okinawans manage to stay nourished without excess. It's almost like their culture built in portion control, long before nutritionists made a business out of it. There's something elegantly rebellious about not overeating in a world that's constantly telling you more is better. It's like showing up to a buffet with the attitude of a monk, and the payoff: waistlines that don't expand like sourdough, arteries that aren't packed like rush hour traffic, and joints that can still salsa in their 80s. So next time you feel like topping off your meal with just a bite more, maybe think of that Okinawan grandma, still gardening at dawn, still smiling with every step, and stopping at 80%. But don't get too comfortable, because what they eat matters just as much as how much. And some of their ingredients, you've probably never heard of them. So you've stopped eating like the buffet's about to disappear. Good start. But now let's look at what's actually on those Okinawan plates. Spoiler, it's not sushi, or ramen, or teriyaki anything. Instead, imagine a steaming bowl of purple, sweet potatoes, yes, purple, paired with bitter melon, fermented tofu, and a dash of seaweed. Not exactly a Cheesecake Factory sampler, right? But here's the kicker. These simple, earthy ingredients aren't just meals, they're medicine. And they've been fueling some of the healthiest, longest-living humans on Earth for centuries. That star ingredient, the purple sweet potato, packs more antioxidants than a drawer full of skincare serums. Its rich color isn't just Instagram-worthy, it's anti-inflammatory, heart-healthy, and brain-boosting. Okinawans eat it almost daily, not because it's trending, but because it's tradition. Then there's Goya, or bitter melon. It tastes, well, bitter. Like someone dared a cucumber to go rogue. But it's been linked to lower blood sugar levels, improved gut health, and possibly even cancer-fighting properties. This is where the Western palate usually says, hard pass. But in Okinawa, it's comfort food. Here's where things get interesting, because modern nutrition loves to chase superfoods. Spirulina, acai, quinoa, dragon fruit. All good, sure, but not magic bullets. Meanwhile, Okinawans just keep it simple. Local, seasonal, unprocessed. They eat the same things their great-grandparents did. Without Googling, is this keto? And about those supplements again. Here's a twist. Some claim that Okinawan longevity is partly due to high intake of isoflavones from fermented soy. Others argue that too much soy might be problematic, especially for people with thyroid issues. So, to tofu or not to tofu? The debate continues, and the internet gets louder by the day. But Okinawans? They just eat miso soup, smile, and keep living. There's something almost rebellious in their simplicity. No spirulina lattes, no turmeric shots, just real food. Grown in dirt, cooked at home, shared with others. And don't miss this part. They're not snacking all day. No 6 small meals. No protein bars with ingredients you need a PhD to pronounce. Just structured meals with a purpose. Food is fuel, not entertainment. So the next time you wonder whether acai is the secret to eternal youth, remember, the Okinawan bowl, modest, bitter, purple, and powerful. But there's another side to all this, the mind. What if food isn't just feeding your body, but shaping your brain too? You've made it this far, your plate looks more like a garden, and you've ditched the idea that full equals good. But here's the big question. Will your brain thank you for it? In Okinawa, the answer seems to be yes. Not only do these islanders live longer, but they also stay sharper. Dementia rates among Okinawans have historically been much lower than in most industrialized nations, which leads us to ask, what are they eating or doing that's feeding their minds? Let's start with turmeric. Yes, the same golden spice you've seen in overpriced lattes. Okinawans don't stir it into foam art, they brew it into a humble tea. Daily, curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, has been studied for its anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective benefits. Could this be part of their secret? Possibly, but then again, they're not chugging capsules with triple doses. They just sip their tea and carry on. Now contrast that with the West, where we raid the supplement aisle like it's Black Friday. Omega-3s for memory, ginkgo for recall, nootropics for brain fog. Some of it may help, some of it's wishful thinking. The debate rages on. Do these pills enhance cognition or just make expensive pee? Meanwhile, Okinawans quietly age with grace without hoarding bottles. Here's another overlooked ingredient in brain longevity: routine. Okinawans wake early, tend to their gardens, prep meals with care, and engage in social circles that stimulate conversation and laughter. That sense of purpose, what they call ikigai, may be more potent than any vitamin stack. Their lifestyle is rich with rhythm and reason, not chaos and caffeine. There's also less of the mental sludge we face from screen time. No doom scrolling before bed. No bouncing between 5 apps during dinner. Their environment is slower, quieter, and oddly productive. They walk. They talk. They remember. And yes, their food plays a role. Leafy greens like handama, a regional Okinawan plant, seaweed rich in iodine, and fermented miso all support cognitive function. There's real nutritional science here. But let's be honest, some of us still think memory loss is fixed with a Sudoku app and fish oil. To turmeric or not to turmeric? To fish oil or fermented tofu? The academic jury is still chewing on that. But one thing's clear. It's not about one miracle food. It's the pattern that matters. And the Okinawan pattern is peaceful, purposeful, and packed with brain-loving goodness. You've fueled your mind. You've embraced moderation. Now, what happens in the final chapters of life when you do all this right? Okay, let's talk about dying, but not in the way you think. In Okinawa, people don't just live long. They die young at an old age. Sounds weird? Stick with me. See, in most parts of the world, old age means decline. Canes, wheelchairs, memory loss, medications with names longer than your grocery list. But in Okinawa, people often stay active and independent well into their 90s, and then they simply go. Not after years of hospitals and suffering, but after living fully, gracefully, and almost on their own terms. How? Let's start with movement. Okinawans don't work out. There are no gyms, no silver sneakers classes. They just move all day. They garden. They walk to their neighbors. They kneel and stand and squat and lift. Not for exercise, but because life requires it. It's low-impact, constant motion that doesn't wreck the joints. And this builds muscle, balance, and strength without needing a yoga mat or a Bluetooth heart monitor. Now let's fold in food again. Their meals stay modest even into their final decades. No sudden love affairs with comfort food. No nightly ice cream, because I'm old and earned it. Nope. They eat like they always have. Light, colorful, and full of plants. That means fewer chronic diseases and fewer side effects from treatments they never needed. And then there's community. We have to talk about the moai, small groups of friends who commit to supporting each other for life. These aren't just brunch buddies. They're emotional first responders, financial safety nets, and daily joy bringers. Studies have shown that strong social ties can slash the risk of early death in half. Here in the West, we chase anti-aging with creams, cold plunges, and collagen powders. But Okinawans chase connection. And maybe that's the true youth serum. Now, of course, there are skeptics. Some researchers point out that Okinawa's lifestyle is changing. Fast food's creeping in, and younger generations aren't quite following the old rhythms. So the debate continues. Is this the diet, the culture, or the combo? Still, the elders are proof enough that something magical happened here. and maybe still can. So what does dying young at an old age really mean? It means no wasted years. No long goodbyes dragged out by machines. It means living on your feet, not fading in a recliner. It means writing your story until the last chapter is beautiful, not just long. And now that we've walked through their garden, eaten from their bowls, and listened to their quiet rhythm, you might be wondering, how do I bring this home? Let's slow down, take a breath, and wrap this up gently. Let's take a soft step back and breathe in what we've just discovered. From the gardens of Okinawa to your kitchen table, this isn't about copying a diet, it's about absorbing a mindset, a culture of care, balance, and intention. They don't hustle for longevity. They simply live in a way that makes it inevitable. You've seen how their 80% rule teaches restraint, not as punishment, but as wisdom. You've peeked into their bowls, filled with vibrant colors and quiet nutrients. You've watched them move without overthinking it, and age without apologizing for it. And most of all, you've felt how community and purpose form the heartbeat of their long, joyful lives. So maybe it's not about chasing another year, but making the years you have count. Start small. A lighter lunch, a deeper friendship, a slower morning. Because it's not about becoming Okinawan, it's about becoming aware. Let this be your soft rebellion against chronic pills and plastic food. Let it be your invitation to age with grace, with strength, with a kind of quiet dignity that doesn't scream for youth but whispers of wisdom. Longevity isn't just about living long, it's about living well. If this resonated with you, if it lit even a small spark of curiosity or calm, then we've done our job. And if you're still with us at the end of this journey, thank you. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss what we explore next. Take care, and may your days be light, your meals be healing, and your years truly yours.